This video is about sharing with you, and this story is about sharing with you that energy is everything. I am going to get into the science, the quantum science of things here. By the end of this video, my goal is for you to feel like you're the most powerful person to ever exist. A person who has not worked on themselves enough during this time, they would freak out. No matter what happens. The moment I choose to, the moment I decide to, I can bounce back. It is not about doing more. It is truly about being more. Your thoughts truly create your reality. Your energy truly is creating your reality. And the moment you truly come one with this fact, nothing in your reality can ever phase you out. Put myself in a situation where my energy starts to become a match for abundance regardless. You need to give yourself the permission to let the universe do its job because you co-create with the universe. You truly have to become the person who is a match in that reality and for that reality. And that is where the magic happens. So after my first video, as expected, a lot of you told me in the comment section that you want to hear the story about how I generated over $30,000 in 15 days after I came back to my business after 6 months of being gone. So this video is going to be exactly the answer to that. I'm going to share with you the energetics, the mindset, literally every single thing, okay, that I told myself, the action that I took, whatever you can possibly imagine. I'm going to share everything with you, no gatekeeping whatsoever. And that's why I also said that this time I want this to be like a really two-way conversation sort of a thing on this channel. Tell me in the comment section, what is it that you want to learn more about, and I will deliver that to you. Like, I am someone anyway, like, who does not gatekeep whatsoever. I want to share every single thing with you. So make sure that you also like say hi in the comments right now. Tell me like where are you from, subscribe to the channel so that I can share more such videos with you. And this video is going to be also like very special because as I'm saying and narrating the story, it is also like a proof to my brain once again to our power, my power, and just that we underestimate ourselves so much. Like by the end of this video, my goal is for you to feel like you're the most powerful person to ever exist. That is the power that you have. And the power of the unseen, the unknown, the unpredictable, the stuff that we cannot really see. Because 99.9999% of our reality is just energy. It is purely energy. That 0.0001% is what you actually experience and what you actually think is real, but it's not. I am going to get into the science, the quantum science of things here. Like I said, the mindset, the words I said, the actions I took, every single thing. So let's rewind and let's go back to what really happened and where it all started, right? So in my first video, after I came back, I shared with you that for 6 months, when I was going through this up and down and crazy turmoil in my life, I went into this phase when I just took a step back from my business. Okay, like I was not doing anything. There was no launches, there was nothing. Only the one-on-one calls that I was kind of taking, those were the only things that was going on in my business. Apart from that, there was no posting, nothing, like full MIA. Okay. I think that is where it started, by the way. So I'm sharing this, like rewinding, so that I can tell you what my mindset was even during this time. Okay. So a person who has not worked on themselves enough during this time, they would freak out. They would panic. Like imagine your business feeling like it's come to a standstill and you have like no idea, what's going to happen, right? It can easily like make you go into that negative spiral and all of that. But this video is about sharing with you, and this story is about sharing with you that energy is everything. It is not about doing more. It is truly about being more. So the people around me, my friends and family, they were freaking out for me and they were like, like your business and you're not showing up and blah, blah, especially my parents, like they were very worried for me. So my dad was like, you're not showing up for your business. What's going on? What are you going to do? And naturally, like he was very worried. And I don't know, there was like a very strange sense of calm and belief in me because I have worked on myself to the extent that irrespective of whatever is happening in my life, this is the first key point. Irrespective of whatever is happening in my life, I have this underlying belief at the back of my mind that no matter what happens, the moment I choose to, the moment I decide to, I can bounce back. Because to me, every single thing in my external reality is a product of my energy. It's a product of what I have put out, right? Like the energy that I am giving out is why the external reality for me shows the way that it does. Like right now, even this moment, it's a Tuesday today, and I'm sitting at this beach in Bali. I think most of my videos start like this. But to be to be in this reality, my brain had to really keep the logical mind aside. Like imagine if 5 or 7 years ago, I was telling myself, oh, you know what, like one day I would be in Bali on a Tuesday, just sitting and just chilling and whatever. My brain would be like, what the hell? Like, are you crazy? That's not how life works. You have to work hard and you have to be like, go to your job and then whatever, the monotony of life, right? And I was like, no, that had to become a tangible thing in my brain first before I ever experienced it, like right now. So every single thing that happens in my outer reality, I know that I've created it. I am the one who's created it. So the moment you realize that fact, the moment you understand that you have so much power, your thoughts truly create your reality, your energy truly is creating your reality. And the moment you truly come one with this fact, nothing in your reality can ever phase you out. Yes, you can have momentary lows and phases where you feel like oh my gosh, like what's happening, but it's never going to make you feel helpless, like I don't know what to do, because you know what to do. You got to align your energy, you got to take action in the way that is coherent with your energy, so that your external reality starts to reciprocate that. So for me, it was an underlying belief that no matter what, I can bounce back the moment I want. So those 6 months, I was not panicking. I had surrendered. I was like, fine, like this will pass. And when this passes, I will know how to turn the switch on. I will know exactly how to turn the switch on. And when I turn the switch on, I'm going to create all of that again. The second thing that I did was put myself in a situation where my energy starts to become a match for abundance regardless. So here is the thing. If you're right now in a comfortable place in your life, like let's say you're at your home, you don't have to pay rent, you have food to like just available to you on your table because your mom feeds you. It's a very comfy environment. It's a very cozy, comfy environment, right? Now, a person in this setting, when they have a goal to achieve, let's say financially, versus someone, let's say in my situation, what I did that time was I intentionally booked my tickets to Bali even when my bank account was suffering. It's not like I did not have money. All of my money was invested, but obviously I didn't want to like withdraw from my investments or anything, right? But my bank account, the liquid money that I had, I felt like, okay, this does not look good. And in a situation like that, when someone would be like, oh my God, I need to stay home because I don't have the money for it, right? I need to be here and I need to take care of the fact that I don't have much money and, everything. I did the opposite. I booked my tickets to Bali because living in Bali every month, my expenses go above 1 lakh. And I knew that if I'm going to put myself in that situation, my brain is going to find ways to make money, which is never going to happen if I'm sitting at home in the comfort of my space and just like having a cushion at the back. Never. This is my go to every single time. Anytime that I have, I've also done this like so many times when my bank account looks really good. I've made a lot of money, for example. I suddenly go into that laid back mode. Suddenly like my energy takes a step back and like now things are not happening as much and so on and so forth. But the moment this happened very recently. So my dad was like, okay, you know what? Let's invest your money and everything because I don't want it to be lying in your bank account. He said that. And the moment I invested that money, my bank account almost went to nil. Now I had travels coming up. I had so much coming up. And I had just picked up my money and I invested it. What did my brain do? My brain started to find reasons to make that money back and ways to make that money back. And in the next 1 month, I made back that entire money. And I can tell you, if I did not empty my bank account by investing that, there is no way I would have done that. That is how energy works. So if you feel right now that the more safer that you are, the more comfy of an environment that you are in, that you are doing yourself a favor, you are doing the opposite. If you don't have enough money right now, is what you feel, go and put yourself in a situation where your brain is going to start finding ways to make more money. Go invest in that program that you've been doubtful about, that should I not, maybe I don't have enough money and blah, blah, blah. Go and book yourself a trip if you want, or just go do something that makes you and puts you in a position where you have no other option than to make money. Like imagine when I came to Bali, how would I survive if I did not have the money? I had to make money. It was a do or die situation. And the moment you put yourself in a situation like that, oh my God, you become a vibrational match. Now you are operating from a different energy. So that's what I did. I booked my tickets to Bali for 2 months. I came here and it was the best decision that I ever made for myself, because now I was forced to do like things completely different to what I was doing before. So now going back to that moment, what I really did, the moment I came to Bali, I knew, and I was still in my healing phase at that time, right? But I also knew that, okay, now this is time. I went to my Instagram, I posted about the fact that I've come back and now you're going to see more of me and everything. That again set an energetic tone, right? And then I set an intention for myself. I set an intention on like the second or third day. I set an intention for myself that I am going to make December, it was December 2024. I was like, I was going to make December 2024 one of my biggest months yet. I don't know how it's going to happen because I never know how it's going to happen. I was like, I just know that a lot of money, a lot of abundance is coming my way right now. Like, I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to show up as that version. I set an intention. I took these little post-it notes and I wrote intentions, affirmations, whatever you want to call, that felt really close to my heart. Okay. That really made me feel a lot. So I wrote something like, a large sum of money is on its way to me right now. Overflow is my natural state of being. My bank account is growing more and more every single day. Like a big miracle is on its way to me right now. I started to write these things and I put it like near my bed, like right where I was, sleeping. The second thing after that was obviously I started to align my energy with all of these intentions. So when I say align my energy, yes, I started to visualize, for example, okay, I started to visualize, I started to really, really feel that money come for me, having a great time in Bali and all of that. But the biggest thing happened was when I started to show up with the energy of this is already done. Because my brain refused to believe that I will not make money. Like if I put myself in a situation like this, and hearing this right now, it might not hit you as much. But imagine that you have put yourself in a situation like that, like you've pushed yourself to come to Bali and now you are in a place where you have to make that money. Your brain is thinking differently. Like you are thinking on the lines of that there is no other way. Like this is it. I have to make this happen. But it was coming from a place of not desperation, not lack, but from a place of, oh, I know it's going to happen. Like I know this is meant for me and it's on its way to me right now. So I started to go and take action with that energy. I announced a masterclass. Now this masterclass was like what, 1,000 rupees or something. And I made like 83 people organically joined that masterclass. And it was a combination of 1,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees, something like that. I made more than 2 lakhs just from that masterclass. And then the main chunk of money happened when three people reached out to me for one-on-one private coaching, to work with me one-on-one private coaching. And I signed them all. All of them paid me nothing less than 7 lakhs. 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs was the average that each of these people paid me. And you know the crazy part? I did not even get on a call with either of them. That's the insane part. That is how powerful and magnetic your energy is. And that's why I say that there are no rules. I was taught and I was told that, oh my God, high ticket coaching, you have to do blah, 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 blah. No, sign them up in WhatsApp DMs, voice notes. That's it. Let me know if you need a video on that as well, on how I made that happen. But that is how powerful your energy gets when you have worked on yourself. Inside our membership, this is the exact work that we do. This is the foundational work that we do. It's not about the temporary techniques and blah, blah, blah. It's about changing your entire state of being to the point that you become such a magnet that people look at you and they're like, illogical. Like, how does this person even do this? How does she even do something like that. And that's what the people inside the membership, like, they're able to do, because the exact step by step is laid out for them. So going back, this is where the magic started to happen. I started to show up for the masterclass, and just on my social media, I literally did not even do anything. Okay, like, these people who signed up with me one on one, these people, to think about it, they were there in my energy for probably a long amount of time. One of those people had just found me and she had signed up, but two of these people were there. Like, how is it that they showed up exactly in that moment? That is what the crazy part is about energy. So I need you to understand something. At the end of the day, it is not about doing more. If I came back and if I told myself that I need to do more and I need to, like, have all of these crazy things laid out for me, I don't think I would have made this happen for myself. I sat back and I told myself that, listen, and here is the science behind it. Your thoughts have an electric frequency to them. Your feelings have a magnetic frequency to them. Together, they create your electromagnetic frequency, which is literally the one thing that attracts every single thing into your life. I completely changed that electromagnetic signature. I started to ask myself, this is the third part of it. Instead of doing more, I started to ask myself, if the version of me who had already made this money, if I had to embody her right now, what are the kind of things that she would do? What are the kind of things that she would say? I started to ask myself that question. And what would I do in my day to day that I would feel really abundant? I started to dress like her. I started to even chill like her. I started to, like, take myself out on these, like, days in Bali where I was just on the beach, sitting, chilling, doing nothing. Because the version of me, she's not obsessing. That future version of me, she was not obsessing with making this happen. She was also laid back. So I started to do every single thing that for me, it was supposed to make me feel abundant. And that's what I did. I did every single thing that my future version would do in a way that I would start feeling abundant. And I started to show up on my Instagram like it was already done. Like, I knew this was happening. I knew that it was a moment of time. And for me, the biggest thing is, like I said, that I had no concerns about how was it gonna happen. I was like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Another thing that I did was be extremely clear about the kind of money, the kind of people, and all of this that I was going to call into my life. I truly set the energetic standards once again so that I'm not attracting random stuff. So the goal that I had set for myself was somewhere around 10 lakh rupees. I have to see how much is that in dollars. I don't know. But that's the goal that I set for myself, that anything, this and more is what I set for myself. And I was very clear on that. Like, my energetic standard was that, like, right now, I am a match for that. And I'm going to show up as that person who already has this money. See, because the moment you start operating from faith rather than fear, it's almost like your nervous system calms down. Your nervous system calms down and your magnetic field expands around you. And the moment that happens, nothing in the world can stop you from attracting what is it that you want. It is truly all about how your nervous system feels. For me, it felt safe in my nervous system to feel like, okay, I have the faith that it's going to come to me. Or every time that I was showing up or taking action, I was showing up from a place of faith, not fear, but faith. Because another thing, I always tell myself, like, what is the worst thing that will happen? Like, what is the worst thing that would happen any which way? I'll have to withdraw my investments. Not like this was a plan B, but I just use this to tell my mind that it is safe, that it is safe to allow and surrender. Because this was the hardest part. And this is the hardest part for people, to just allow and just to surrender. Because yes, you have set these intentions and you've done all of this. But what about allowing now? You need to give yourself the permission to let the universe do its job, because you co-create with the universe. It is not your job to figure out everything, to have all the answers, to do all the work. It is not. Let this bring you a lot of peace, by the way, because you're supposed to co-create with the universe. That means that you do your job. You set your intentions. You set your standards. You ask yourself, how would this version of me show up? You do all of that, and then you take a step back, and then you allow and you let things happen. Let the universe do its job. For me, the universe sent these people my way, like out of the blue, out of nowhere. And that's what I'm talking about. You have to let the universe do its part. You cannot try to control everything. When you're trying to control everything, that shows your lack of faith, that shows your lack of trust, and just in the process, in the universe, in yourself. For me, that was not the case. I was like, I know. I know that I have the power, the universe got my back, and I can just like sit and relax for now. So it was a combination of all of these things come together. I need you to understand that regardless of what your external reality shows, the potential reality that you want to step into, for me, it was this, right? This reality, for me, I knew that it already existed. I knew that it already existed in the quantum realm. It already existed because it's just quantum physics. We live in a world of multiple parallel realities. Anything that your mind can think of and want and desire, that reality already exists. That's why you have that desire. That is why we don't all have the same desires. Because if you can desire something, not only you have everything in you to make that happen for yourself, but it already exists. You just have to raise your frequency to the level of that reality. You have to ask yourself, you cannot keep showing up as your current self, think the same thoughts, speak the same words, channel the same energy, that electromagnetic field, and expect a different reality. It's just not happening. It's just not possible. You truly have to become the person who is a match in that reality and for that reality. And that is where the magic happens. So, trusting and faith and allowing and surrender, setting energetic standards, and truly asking yourself, what would that version of you do? And you start acting like them. And I know that a lot of you are going to be like, okay, but I have these doubts, I have these fears, and I have all of that. This is science. You would rather take a shot. You would rather do what is literally like a universal law. That's the fastest way for you to get there. Channel your fear, your insecurity, your doubts to create something extraordinary. You can have those doubts. I still have doubts. But when I have those doubts, the only thing is that I don't let myself be consumed by them. I just allow myself to feel them and pass them and accept them that, okay, I'm having these thoughts, but it doesn't have to mean anything. You can have doubts, but it doesn't have to define you. The moment you're able to do that, you separate yourself from these doubts. You become a third person looking at these doubts. And the moment that you're doing that, everything feels easier. Everything feels doable. So for me, even through the doubts, even through the fears, I was able to just step back and look at them and be like, okay, I'm not going to let these define me. I'm way more powerful than that. I'm here telling you as a proof that you have so much power inside of you that it's illogical. It is just illogical. The biggest favor that you can do to yourself is stop believing what your senses are showing you. Your eyes, your ears, everything, like your external reality right now. When you stop being consumed by your external reality, is when the magic happens. Because for me, I had to shut my eyes. I had to really turn a blind eye towards my external reality at that point. There is no way I would have been able to create if I was consumed by what was, oh my God, I don't have money right now. Oh my God, like this is what things look like right now. No, I had to turn a blind eye. I had to create a fantasy land of myself in my brain so that these results can show up. I want you to know that there is so much power in what you cannot see. There is so much potential in what you cannot see. You just have to take your attention, your focus away from what is it in front of you right now, because what is in front of you is nothing but a projection of your past beliefs and thoughts and words and feelings. You can change that the moment you want. That's exactly what I did. I changed that input and I saw a different output. It's not permanent. Your current reality is not permanent. Who said it was ever permanent? It's not. It is the most temporary thing ever. I need you to stop focusing on your current reality and start fueling your energy towards a reality that you cannot see yet. Because the moment you do that, the universe is going to start catching up to that. It's going to show you exactly what you want to see. So have an energetic routine for yourself. Start aligning your energy to that desired reality every single day, be it through journaling, be it through visualization, be it through acting as if, be it through telling yourself what would that version of me do in this moment, and start acting like that. Every day for 5 minutes at least, you need to channel your energy towards your future self away from your current self, no matter how you do it. But that's exactly what you want to do. For the next 30 days, challenge yourself to just align yourself to the energy of your future self for just 5 minutes every day. Only 5 minutes every single day. And tell me what happens. Tell me in the comments right now. Write down, I am ready, if you're ready to take this challenge up, and then come back 30 days later, because I'm telling you, you're not going to come back as the same person. You are not going to come back as the same person. If I were you, I would do something very simple. I would just have one intention that exists in my future reality, and I would visualize that, see it in my mind, and make sure that I'm feeling the emotions, because without feeling, your electromagnetic signature cannot form, right? Your thoughts are the electric signals, your feelings are the magnetic signals. Together they are electromagnetic signal. So I would do that, and I know for a fact that within a month my life would look completely different. Tell me if you want to take a bet on yourself, if you're willing to commit to yourself and take a bet in the comment section if you're ready for this. And let me know what is it that you want to learn more about, and I would be so happy to share that with you through these videos. If you're interested, check out the membership below, check out the free WhatsApp community that I have below. Be a part of the tribe. The energy in there is so crazy. It's so infectious. It's so contagious. People are just supporting each other. So yeah, it would be a great place for you to be. And if you know, appreciate and value being in a like-minded community. All right, with that, I'm going to see you in the next video. And remember, keep your vibes way high and do not fuel your current reality. Start fueling your future reality.